Assalamu alaikum students. Today we are going to study about kinematic graphs. So in this topic you will learn about the distance time graphs. There we have three graphs. So now we are going to study that what information these graphs are providing us. So basically what is kinematic graphs? Students, in these graphs you will study about the motion of the objects. Mean to say, here two quantities that are plotted on graph along x-axis and y-axis. First one is time along x-axis and the second one is distance along y-axis. This is horizontal axis, this is vertical axis. So it gives you information about the objects, that they are moving or not. Mean to say, suppose in the first graph, what information does this graph provide us? Suppose if a body, here we are taking a body that is, we want to see that is moving or not. Mean to say, what information this graph will provide us. So what is graph? Basically graph is a pictorial way of presenting information. It will give you information in a picturized form, in a pictorial form. Like suppose I am taking first graph, it is distance time graph. So what does this single line show us? This single line is representing distance is not increasing. Distance is not increasing, but it is parallel to time axis. So it is along to parallel to time axis, which is showing time is increasing but distance is not increasing. So we can take this graph that if suppose we are taking a car or a bicycle, so the body of the car or the moving bicycle that we are taking is at rest. Okay, that is at rest because distance is not increasing, time is increasing. So we can write here, first graph is showing us information that body is at rest. So let's move towards the second graph. In the second graph, it is also distance time graph, because these quantities will tell us that what type of information this graph will give us. So here we have a straight line that is inclined. So it is inclined to time axis or distance. Here you can see distance and time is increasing. Both mean to say both quantities are increasing. So they are increasing by a constant interval, or you can say it equal distance is covered in equal interval of time. Okay, so if we will calculate it, mean to say if values are given on the graph, then we can see the distance time graph will show us a constant value. It means every point on this line will give us a constant value. So we can say it is constant. Mean to say, if distance time graph is providing us the information about speed, so it is a constant speed. We can say it is a constant speed. Okay, constant speed, or you can say it uniform speed. Mean to say, if equal distance is covered in equal interval of time, then we can say it uniform speed or constant speed. Okay, so let's move towards the third graph. What information does it provide us? In third graph, this is also a distance time graph. In third graph, here we can see the line is in decreasing manner. So what information does it give us? This decreasing line is showing that distance is decreasing but time is increasing. Distance is decreasing, time is increasing. Mean to say, if distance time graph give us the speed, information about speed, so speed is decreasing with respect to the time. Okay, speed is decreasing with respect to the time. So we can take information from this graph, decreasing speed. Decreasing speed. These values can tell us what information about what information of the graph will be taken. So it is distance time graph, so I am therefore taking speed here. Okay, here I am also talking about the speed, but the speed of the body is 0, so we can write here the body is at rest. There we have some more graphs on these three graphs. So what information these graphs are providing us? In the first graph, as you can see, the time is passing but less distance is covered. Mean to say there we can say in greater time or in more time less distance is covered. But here you can see there you will have a point there. Mean to say there a point comes there on which more distance is covered in less time. It means if a body is moving with slow speed, but after some interval it will get heavier speed or greater speed in a moment of time. Okay, suppose we can say after 20 seconds more distance is covered, the body gets shoots. Mean to say shoots in speed, so more distance is covered. Here you can see at some point, at some time, less distance is covered in more time, but after that point more distance is covered in less time. So this graph is providing us information about that body. Okay, so here you can see if you are dividing this curve into some 2 points, suppose body is getting higher speed after this point. So I am taking here a point, so just after point A, here you can write much distance is covered or more distance is covered, or sorry, first one is less distance before A. आप यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं before A. This is the first point that you can write here. Okay, and more distance covered after A point. Okay, here I have written, so less distance before A point and more distance covered after A point in less time. You can write 2 points about the information of this graph. And what is about the third one, second one? Here in the second graph you can say a body was in motion, but after some time, after passing of some intervals, it comes to at rest because the curve is tell the distance is not increasing. Here you can write body comes at rest after some interval. Okay, after some interval, there you can write after some interval, body comes at rest after some interval. So this graph is showing body comes to at rest. Okay, and in the last graph, as you can see, by the help of first 3 graphs, there are 3 lines in this graph. So you can divide this line, these 3 lines into 3 different informations. Like if you are writing here the information of the first line, mean to say this is your point A, B, C, and this is point D. So from A to B, there we will write from A to B. I can write here A to B. Sorry, constant speed or increasing speed you can write here, because equal we can say here equal distance is covered in equal interval of time. If we will measure the speed by the help of the distance line graph, so simply you can write here increasing speed for the first line, increasing speed. Okay, I am writing here increasing speed from A to B. And let me just say from B to C, here I can write in the graph B to C, this line, the first graph, which is showing if the distance line is parallel to time axis. Mean to say if this line is parallel to time axis in distance time graph, it will give us the information that body is at rest. So BC giving us the information body is at rest. And from C to D, here you can see from first graph the body is showing decreasing speed. So there you can write decreasing speed. Okay, there you can write here C to D. decreasing speed. Okay, decreasing speed. A to B increasing, B to C rest, and the body has decreased its speed in C to D. So all these 6 graphs providing us the information. So it is very easy to get the information from these graphs. Similarly for the speed time graphs. So distance time graphs are similar to speed time graphs, but the difference is that there would be written speed, mean to say in V, and time is just as like is placed there before. So we will talk about the formula of the distance time graph or the formula of the speed time graph. So when we will find the gradient, okay, in that video we will discuss about the gradient, and that how to find the gradient, how to calculate the gradient by the help of these graphs. So I am just giving you the information about these graphs, that what does these lines show us if it is given as an MCQ or as a short question or in some kind of question. So what information will it give us? Okay, so okay, Allah Hafiz.